Welcome back to my channel. I'm Steph and I sew stuff. I class myself as an experienced beginner, but I cut corners and I don't read instructions properly because I struggle with focus. Now, I made an impulse purchase. Are we surprised about this at all, really? I saw a comment on a YouTube video. The lady, I'll link the video below because I really enjoyed the video. It's basically been like, make for your style. You don't have to follow the trends. And then another comment on one of my videos being like, you don't have to make boring clothes. You're supposed to, like, you can make statement pieces and then buy the boring clothes to complement the pieces that you've made. So with that in mind, someone commented that Mimi G, who I hadn't really heard of before, had written a book, and it's supposed to be like nice simple patterns or classic styles, no, I don't think any tiered dresses. And I've just looked at the first couple of pages, but I thought I'd give you my reactions and then show you some of the patterns that included, because I didn't really look into the book that much. So I didn't know what was included. So we're just going to jump straight in. So it is quite a long book, and then all the patterns are at the end. Now, I saw on the website that if you email her team with proof of purchase, they will send you the A0 copies of all of these. So then you don't have to cut up these ones. So as with most sewing books, it does have information at the front about tools and supplies, which I do like. It's always good to remind yourself of some of the things that you do need, like the drafting tools. I didn't really know any of this. Needle point tracing, but I only have that because I do leather work. I do now have the pressing tools. I don't have a pressing cloth. I have a tailor's ham and a seam roll now though. And I don't have pattern tracing paper, but I do have a massive roll of brown wrapping paper from Amazon. And then manila paper as well isn't something that I have. She uses it for pattern drafting, and a pattern notcher. She says you don't need that, but you might want to. And then a few other tools as well. And then also what I really like is she talks about the different fabrics, which I don't think I've ever really sat down and read about different fabrics. I've always seen like, oh, you can use corduroy for this or that, or crepe for this project or this project. But I've never really looked into more information about each fabric. So, for example, how linen acts like cotton, information about the drape as well. So I found that really good. And so she has one for woven and one for knits. And then she talks about some different techniques. Now for each of these techniques, I would go ahead and look them up on YouTube and try and find some good YouTube tutorials. I don't know if she does have them, I've not looked, because I sometimes struggle with written instructions. Just goes through like some of the more common techniques that you might use. And then she has instructions on how to measure your body. This I would definitely use a YouTube video for, because just trying to get this right, I think is quite difficult. And also get someone to try and measure with you if you possibly can, because I've tried measuring myself and it's quite difficult. And then this is her sizing range, so a US 4 to a US 18 to 20, and if you're the UK, that's a 4 to 2022, which most of you are from the US or UK. And then she roughly touches on grading but doesn't go too much into detail at the front. And then talks about some of the things that you actually need to know. Now, the interesting bit, right? The base patterns. So she does say the base patterns assume a certain level of sewing knowledge. Which I think is fair. You're not going to want to jump straight into a shirt. So the first base pattern you've got is the button up, and it's a really simple shirt, and I've really gotten into shirts recently, especially because they are just so versatile, and I do think they sort of smarten up any outfit really quickly. I recently made the patina blouse, which is basically a shirt, and I really love it, and I end up wearing it all the time. So I really like this look. I think it looks really nice. I am most interested in all the hacks, and I haven't seen that bit yet. And then we've got a nice pair of woven trousers. Again, I really like this look. And I like all the little images. I think they're really good. And I think for any steps that you get confused in, you can always go and look at some YouTube videos. And again, a pencil skirt, it's a really classic style, especially if like you're working in an office. And then we're going on to a fitted tee, which again, a nice woven, a nice knitted fabric. You can't really go wrong with a nice fit t-shirt. Obviously, you can see here she's wearing it cropped. And then we've got a camisole, which again is another real good basic. And at this point, I started to get quite impressed with the book. I didn't get very far through it. And I was like, because I have tried making a camisole and it came out disastrously wrong because I used the wrong pattern. Oh, this is pretty. I am partial to a good wrap dress. I just think like it's so pretty because it highlights the waist. It's got a nice view of the neck. So this is another base pattern called the Duster. I like this. I have a lot of scrap fabric and I'm really keen to make a house jacket this year out of like a quilted fabric, and I just think this will be so much fun because it basically looks like a dressing gown as well. So you've got the button-up trousers, the pencil skirt, the fitted tee, the camisole, the wrap dress and the duster. So that is really a capsule wardrobe right there. Now let's see the hacks. This is the good stuff. I'm quite excited. Okay, so hack number 1 is turning the shirt into a dress. I like that, a dress shirt. That is really pretty. So then she talks you through how to do each one. So I do think you do have to have a certain level of knowledge, but I also think with nice clear instructions, you then know how to go and Google what you want if you prefer a different way to learn. So this is the Empire button-up shirt with ruffle. So you can't quite see in this fabric, there's a ruffle right around the middle, so it's, I think, just a gather. That's not a style for me if you've ever watched anything on my channel before. So then you've got the shacket, which is again made with the shirt. So it's similar to the first hack with the dress, but made with a different fabric, different sizing as well. So then you have sleeve and cuff modifications, which I have seen some really pretty cuffs recently, and I do think you can't go wrong with a nice statement cuff. So the elastic waist palazzo pant. So the pieces being modified is the trouser front, back, waist, band and pocket bag. And then you've got a standard wide leg pant. She made these out of a G material. I really like those actually, especially since like they look like you can fit your thighs in them. And these diagrams do look really nice and clean. So then she's made a pencil skirt again, but out of denim. And then you have a full gathered skirt. That is very pretty. She looks amazing there. That colour is fantastic. And that detailing. A-line princess skirt. So the piece is being modified as the pencil skirt front and pencil skirt back. I like these big slits up the front. That is very pretty. I like the fitted look. Oh no, not a fan of this one. I don't like a jot waist and I don't like tiers or gathers like that. But again, it's demonstrating what you can do with the pattern. So gathered waist t-shirt dress. So this is you modifying the fitted tee front, back and sleeve. So you're making it into just a good old-fashioned t-shirt dress. You can't go wrong with them. I used to wear them in uni. Ooh, I do quite like a turtleneck. I think turtlenecks go really well under dungarees. I like how each piece that she's wearing, she's also styling with something else from her book. She isn't using like any other, it's only her patterns. A wrap top with peplum. Again, I think green just really suits her. I'm not sure that style would suit me. So that is the wrap dress skirt front and back. Oh no, a wrap dress with a ruffle. Are we ready for this? Oh, it's very Barbie. It's very on trend for now, isn't it? And she really pulls it off, not gonna lie. Okay, a camisole slip dress. I like this. So this is giving me sort of like the saltwater slip vibes from the Friday Pattern Company, which I've seen so many people making that. It's making me want to go out and make it or like purchase the pattern. But now I don't have to. So she has like additional pattern pieces needed. And then she gives fabric recommendations as well. These are like in red here. These are your measurements. So this is like you're modifying it to fit you. Oh, we have a jumpsuit. You know I love a good jumpsuit. So this is a lot of modification. I'm getting into the heavy modifications here. Show me the jumpsuit. Show me the jumpsuit. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I love it. Looks quite simple, though, seeing how many pages of modifications there are. Maybe not. I love the drape. I love the massive tie because it brings you in at the waist. And it looks like it's easy to get on and off to go to the loo. And I like that this is a nighttime look. I think that's quite fancy. But I'm sorry, I do love that she has legs that look like mine. Like, I love that. So hard to see women, honestly, with my body shape. Like, she's pear-shaped. She's bigger chest than me, but she is probably more hourglass shape. But she has like shapely thighs. Are we allowed to say that? She got a good bum on her and a good pair of thighs, which so do I. They don't ever change size, even when I work out, which I'm fine with. But it's nice to see a similar shape. Like, she's not like super skinny. Like, she's just middle of the range. Oh, cropped cami with ruffle. Again, not for me, but I know these styles are super popular. Kimono inspired jacket. So this is modifying the duster. I like the fabric. Maybe she's my fashion icon, just with bold colours, because she just looks awesome. And like with the accessories as well, I think maybe I just need to start binging her content, clearly. So fabric does matter. She does hit on mixing prints. And rules don't matter. You read that right. I've never been one to follow fashion rules. I wear white after Labor Day. I wear maxi length skirts and dresses, even though I'm only 5'4" tall. Hey, she's the same height as me. Fantastic. And I don't care whatever about mixing prints, wearing loud, bold colours, crazy prints, or what others may or may not think is appropriate. She sounds cool. I'm really glad. Oh, I didn't know this. Okay, you can tell I didn't read the contents page. Like, you can tell she put the effort in with this because of how many pieces she made. Like, that's the duster, but cropped. And look at that collar on it. It just looks so cozy. I don't think I need to buy any more sewing patterns. I mean, I will, come on, because I fall for the social media hype every time. But I think this is going to inform next year's wardrobe because it's just stunning. I'm really, really blown over by how much effort has gone into this book and the pattern pieces, and I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. Like, this shirt is amazing. And another jumpsuit, which again, it looks like she's got elastic around the middle to pull it in. And just how much she's like paired the pieces together. Like that's 3 looks with one skirt. And again, at the top, it's so much effort has gone in. I do like that slip. She looks really good. That look is stunning, like the dark pink and the dusky pink. And honestly, it can't be a good t-shirt dress. And with the stripes, I do think they hide a multitude of sins. Again with another shirt dress, which I have wanted to make a shirt dress. I bought a magazine, a Simply Sew magazine with the pattern in it, because I really did want to make one, because I thought it's just the perfect piece for summer, and just it's smart without being like overly smart, so I can still like walk the dog and not look like I'm going to work a 9 to 5 in the office. But I also could wear it at 9 to 5 in the office. But the pattern needed tracing because they're saving money by printing on both sides. So I say saving money, they're making more profits by not printing out both sides ranges on different pieces of paper. Oh my god, that dress in red is perfect. I love red. I'm an absolute sucker for it. There's a proper kimono style as well. That's really pretty. Look at her there. Oh my god, she looks amazing. I like that look. A bit more of a casual look. Okay. And then at the back she's put what each pattern was and how she's hacked it. That's amazing. I'm well impressed. I hope you've enjoyed this little look through. Possibly not the most boring picture, me going, wow, she's amazing, look at this. What is this? So this is all the cutting layouts at the back. Brilliant. So I'm going to go email the team to get more copies of these, because I am not wanting to ruin these, and I'm not ready for tracing just yet. My life is not ready for that. But what do you think I should make? This, I think, has helped me get my sewing mojo back. Actually, I'm feeling super inspired because the options are just simply amazing. Yeah, this has made me feel super inspired, and I have still been struggling with my sewing mojo. I know I've done a couple of videos on sewing mojo recently, and I've just not been able to find my pace, my enthusiasm, despite the fact that I've got some beautiful fabric and I do want all these items to be finished. But trying to get myself into the sewing room has just been an absolute nightmare. I don't think it's helped that the weather's been so terrible, though I'm wholly grateful that I'm not in Europe or America with all the heat waves and the fires, so a little bit of rain ain't the end of the world, but it is sort of that lack of vitamin D. But this, I don't regret buying this at all. I think it's possibly the best sewing book that I own, and I think if I got this like a year ago, I possibly would have been way too intimidated. But how well this is sent out and how many looks and modifications she's done has shown me like the possibilities. Like, you can make anything from these. And really, do I need to buy any more patterns? I don't know. If you have this book, let me know. And honestly, what should I make? I do have some Ponte Roma fabric that has been like min and ahhing with. I think a wrap dress, like a winter wrap dress, or one of the long skirts. That would be good, like a stretch skirt, because there's a little bit of stretch in it. Oh, ideas. I have to flick through this book again, but I love it, and I think she might be my style anchor. I think I'm in love. I think I need to go use the fabric that I own, right? I need to use the fabric that I own and then buy bold colours, because just like bold colours, clearly, and then I can pair it with more neutral stuff that I can buy ready to wear from the shop. can't I? Yes, like the lady said on my one of my videos. So I hope you've liked this, and I hope if you are sitting on the fence about this because you're not sure what's actually in it, I hope you go out and get it, and maybe we can make something together, because I hate doing this on my own. It's a bit dull, and if I have like someone else who's doing it, we can swap pictures on Instagram. Yeah, maybe a bit weird. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.